What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? It is the 4th day of September, and here we are at about 11.35 cents, 3 days, 2 hours left in the week here. Our weekly ribbon is in a very, very bullish posturing, you guys. We're very condensed, very tight right now, and typically in this bullish posturing, if you're very tight, these are the areas, and you're below the ribbon, this is the area that you look to buy, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we went lower. What we're looking for, sometime next week, if not the following week, what we're looking for is a fast reaction down and a fast reaction back up. We want a wick to the downside, a very fast wick to the downside. If we close down there, that's okay too, but then the next week has to move up fast because we don't want to spend too much time below the ribbon. We don't want this to cross down. If this weekly ribbon crosses down, you guys, then we've got some bad news to face, unfortunately, but I don't think it's going to happen. Speaking of ribbons that have crossed down, if we're looking at the 3-day time frame, this ribbon has crossed down, right, and starting to expand. The daily ribbon has crossed down, and we're getting a little bit away from it. All these do look, the 3-day and the daily time frame at least do look bearishly postured at the moment. The 4-hour is bearish as well, tenaciously bearish. Typically, you don't look at the 4-hour, though. That doesn't really matter. If we're looking at Cookie DAO here, on the 1-hour time frame without the ribbons, because the ribbons, they're really only suitable for like that daily time frame and out, I would say. Looking at this here, we are at an area to bounce, I would say. Looks like we got a nice little double bottom look about us right now. That doesn't mean that we have to bounce here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we moved up to like 11.5 cents, maybe even 12 cents itself before moving our way down lower. We are at an area to reject on the RSI. With that being said, the stochastics make me think that we have higher to go, and so does the MACD. So probably a little bit higher. How much higher do we go? I don't know. We got a gap right here. You can barely see it, but I'll zoom in for you. We got a gap right there. We even have a gap up here. Maybe we move to 12 cents or even just above 12 cents and then move down, but I would assume that we fill those gaps at some point, right? Even if we leave them behind, we'll come back and fill them. Do we have other gaps to the upside? Let's just see. Let's go back in time and just see. Are there any gaps that we've yet to fill to the upside here? There's a gap right there, all the way up at 16 cents. Anybody and everybody who thinks that Cookie DAO won't return to 16 cents, there are gaps, and Coinbase gaps, man, they always get filled. Absolutely. It's really hard to get a gap on a crypto chart that runs 24/7. It's not hard to get a gap on a stock market chart. Look at this, all the way back here, even there's a little gap. Do you see it? You see that gap right there? On the gap commander, man. 21.8 cents right there, right? We are absolutely, Cookie DAO, not only will it come back, it'll come back with a vengeance, my friends. I wonder, let's just keep going back. I'm curious, because I wasn't going to do it, but let's do it. Screw it. Let's see. Zoom out. Zoom. There we are. All the way up to, let's go to that 30 cent area. There we go. Up here. Yeah. Where we were back at the end of May there, that middle part of May. I don't see any gaps there. Let's zoom it in a little bit. I'm not seeing any gaps here, but you had a lot more volume, so it makes sense that you wouldn't have any gaps. So yeah, just there at 22 cents. But I think, we get back to 22 cents, you guys, and we're going a lot higher than 22 cents. That's for damn sure, even double that. But yeah, some gaps to the upside there. We do have some gaps to the downside as well. We'll probably fill. Do we have to fill this gap? No, but maybe 12 cents to 12.2 cents could make sense in that kind of regard. But if we were to come up a little bit, again, looking at the stochastics and the MACD, it makes me think that we could go up a little bit more. Maybe 11.5, 11.8 cents, 12.14 cents at the highest. I don't think we get above there. And then from there, we should proceed to go lower, right? I think that we are going to proceed to go lower. The RSI is just terrible. Looks terrible on the 1-hour time frame. We look at the 4-hour time frame here. We do have bullish divergence. With that being said, there is some bullish divergence there on the 4-hour, but we've made that move. This is that move, I think, that the divergence demands. And the stochastics do look kind of bullishly postured. Bearishly postured overall, but pointing up like this is kind of nice. Let's see how the coming hours go. If this coming 4-hour period, if we can get out of the oversold zone, that could promote some growth over the weekend. But I'm not anticipating that at the moment. The MACD looks bearish. Stochastics are overall bearish, and the RSI is overall bearish. So play it safe. If you do expect any upside, make sure that you're not holding your breath over anything spectacular. It'll probably be something very, very minor, and then we will continue to come down all the way to that 10 to 9 cent area. Let's look at our daily time frame here. Let's see. Low to high. 10 to 8.5 cents, somewhere in that zone. Yeah. that could be where we go. Absolutely. It could be prior resistance here, prior support there. If we're looking at something with some more history on it, let's look at the weekly time frame here. I mean, down in that area, we have turbulence here as well. Maybe a 3-day time frame will show more. Not really, but still kind of in this area, some turbulence right there. Closing low there, closing highs back here, closing lows right there. Something in that area would make a lot of sense to me. Again, low to high. I would doubt that we get below 8.5 cents. I doubt we get below that 886 area there. So something lower nonetheless, though. We are definitely shedding this golden ratio area. So lower we go. I assume that we'll find those lows over the next week or so, maybe as much as like a week and a half from now. And then going into the second half of September, we should see some immaculate recovery. Altcoins as a whole should blossom. And I believe we'll really start to see this market come alive for this end of year rally, even going into 2026 rally here. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. We could talk about the upside targets, but I don't need to measure them. I already know the targets because we've gone over them so much. The minimum target is $1.65. The maximum target to expect is $3.90. Some people have been saying that those seem like crazy targets. I love you, bro, but that sounds crazy, or you got your head in the clouds with this one, or C-Zar is always wrong. He gives you these moon boy targets because he wants clicks. Whatever the case may be that people are saying these things. The reality is, you guys, I wouldn't say it if I didn't believe it. There's all kinds of coins that I talk about daily. I don't give them the same price predictions, right? I don't give them. There's coins that I talk about that get much more views than this coin does. I was talking about this coin, you guys, back when we were at 8 cents. And I made videos every single day. I even made videos twice a day when we were down here because I knew that it was a good opportunity to get in. And I even said, I remember making videos back there. I was like, it's a shame that I only get 300 views on this. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about the views, but I'm going to make videos for the people who do watch, for the people who are looking for an opportunity. And if you took that opportunity, even if you're sitting here, you're still in the green, right? And we're doing it now, right? We're going to start talking about Cookie DAO daily again because even though we talk about it daily when it's at its highs, as well, whenever it's being exciting, I think it's important to talk about it when it's at an opportunistic moment. And being here at 11.3 cents is very opportunistic indeed. I wouldn't be surprised if we went below 10 cents. That is the expectation at the moment. But if I wanted to be a moon boy, right, like, why not call for a 100x move? This thing's going to 100x. Why not compare it to a coin that's in the top 100 and try to come up with some crackpot idea of why it deserves its market cap over it or something like that, right? None of that's what I do. It's all based off the fib extensions. It's all based off the fib extensions. We take this all-time high to this all-time low here. Coincidentally, where we stopped was just below the golden ratio. It's called the golden ratio for a reason. And typically, you don't stop below it. You actually go above it. But you stop just below there, coincidentally, right? Might we coincidentally stop right there or just below it here? You know, from the current price, that is a 34x, 35x. And the reason why it seems crazy is because some people might be in their first cycle. They've never seen it before. Or a lot of us, you know, they focus on the top 100, so moves like this don't happen. But whenever you're looking at a coin like Cookie DAO, if it will load, it's number 469. You guys, $67.9 million market cap. These are the kind of market caps that these 20x, 30x, 40x, 100x maneuvers, multi-100x maneuvers take place on. These are the ones that achieve that kind of growth potential. So these targets are not derived. I'm not pulling them out of my butt. If I wanted to, I'd be like, we're going to go all the way up here. And we are. We're inevitably going to go to 20 cents. But and talking about it in that context, I mean by the end of the cycle. For this next move, I don't think I'm a moon boy at all saying that a 14x is the minimum target, $1.65. 389 is the maximum target. That's a 34, almost a 35x. I'm not a moon boy. I've seen this before. I'm an experienced boy. I'm your boy, C-Zar, making a very not even bold call, just a very standard call whenever it comes to these extensions. You've made a 40x move before. I'm calling for a 34x move now. Just because you've seen a 42x move before in roughly like this amount of time from November to January doesn't mean that you're going to do it now. But maybe you do something like that. It doesn't mean that you even have to do half that. Maybe we stop at a 14x. But $1.65 to 390 is the target area. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we saw something that's above 234 whenever it's all said and done, which from the current price, let alone lower prices, gives us about a 21x. Okay, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Cookie DAO's got a lot of potential. Absolutely, it does. This is one of those coins that I tell a lot of people to buy if they're asking me for coins that have high return potential. This is one of those coins that I really try to get in people's ear. we'll see if it works out. Hopefully it does. If not, again, guys, if we cross the weekly ribbon, if it crosses down, oh man, I'm gonna have some phone calls to make. Take it easy. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Bye bye.